All right, hey everyone, this is Ash. Welcome back to the King's Speech. So quick TLDR channel stuff before we dive into the Spy Family stuff here. I've been sick for the last couple of weeks, so that's why I didn't do my regular read-through reaction stuff last week. I was basically hacking and coughing and sneezing everywhere, which really would not have made for a pleasant experience recording or watching these videos. So I took a small break. Now that I'm feeling better, I decided to get caught up on all the Shonen Jump stuff I had missed out on, which thankfully wasn't too much. I wasn't laid out for too long, so that was good. So yeah, today is basically playing catch up with Shonen Jump read-through reaction reviews. So finished with Akane Banashi and Kaiju number 8. So now we're getting around to Spy Family as well. I'm also going to try to get around to at least one more Yona of the Dawn volume today as well. Maybe two, we'll see, depending on how I feel. But look forward to that. If Yona of the Dawn doesn't come out today, then expect read-throughs to resume next week once I've had a chance to rest and recuperate a little bit more. And as always, before we dive into the chapter here, if you like my content, please do consider commenting, subscribing if you haven't already. Pushing those little buttons really helps promote my videos to YouTube's algorithm. And since I'm trying to be more consistent with content creation this year, that would be greatly appreciated if you all would help me grow my channel's reach. But yeah, so without further ado, let us get into it with what will hopefully not be a disappointing chapter compared to last time, with Spy Family Mission 75 by Tetsuya Endo, with translation by Casey Lowe and lettering by Arina Mappa. Is Anya getting a Stella star? Oh, Karen, this is going to be good. And you see this huge assembly and this huge little cathedral looking place. Students, just rows of students on both sides. And you have the stern looking, bearded Dumbledore looking guy going, "Will the 4 students please step forward? Anya Forger, first year of Cecil Hall. Becky Blackbelt from the same class. Damien Desmond from the same class." I'm sorry, every time I see Bill, it's just hilarious. Bill Watkins, first year of Wald Hall. Of course, yeah, translation by Casey Lowe, lettering by Arina Mappa. And he goes, "During the recent bus hijacking incident, you 4 maintained the calm presence of mind necessary to support your fellow students through the crisis. You helped bring it to a quick resolution without anyone getting hurt. To reward your courage, wisdom, and strength of spirit." Nice. "You have each been awarded a Stella Star." And you see, as all the students are just getting up and clapping. As Damien's pretending to be all disinterested, yeah. And you have a woohoo! As Bill's "My first Stella, I'm overwhelmed with emotion." And Becky's "I know, right? I am too." And Anya's just "Hey, I totally saw this coming." Damien's "I didn't even really do anything to be worthy of this, huh?" And you see his cronies going, "That's not true, boss man. Your crap my pants ruse helped us get rescued." He's "Just stop." And Becky's "Oh, did you hear? One of the newspapers wants to interview us. Can you believe that? We could all become totally famous. Eep!" And Anya's "Huh?" And Henderson's "That interview request has been declined for reasons of student safety, and the authorities have made it quite clear that we're not to speak of this matter publicly." And you see Eye Patch Bro going, "I'm sure the State Security Service doesn't want a bunch of kids stealing its accolades." And Becky's "What? But I was going to use that to launch my singing career." Oh my God, of course. And Henderson's "Truly, I must say, it is nothing short of a miracle we emerged from so dire an incident without a single child harmed." And you have arrest all the suspects. And you have all snipers stand down. Take the suspects to Station 13. And you see, was it older Billy being led away by the guards as all the kids are standing around crying. And you see the bomb being taken off Damien's neck. He's "All safe now, kid. Must have been scary having this on, huh?" And he's "Huh?" And he starts crying. "I'm not just some kid. I'm a Desmond. And we don't let little stuff like that scare us." And he just runs off pretending not to cry. And the bomb squad guy's "Haha, sure. You can leave the bus now." And then the guy's "Hey, this thing's fake." And you have "All hostages have been confirmed safe, sir." He's "Good. Then lift the information blackout. For now, please contact the students' guardians and have them collect their children. We will need to see them again for police interviews in the near future. Jeff, yes, of course. And Henderson's like, all dorm students will be given homestay passes tonight. And you see Becky, as Becky's father comes running up just crying with wow, Becky, I'm so glad you're safe. And she's like, Daddy. And she goes and hugs him. And Jeff, well, where's Mommy? It's like, I would never bring her someplace as dangerous as this. She's at home worried sick. Let's go put her mind at ease. And Jeff, okay. As Becky waves goodbye to Anya. And you see all the other kids being reunited with their parents as well. Until only Anya and Damien are left. So he looks over at her and is like, so, what's your deal? And he thinks back to her saying, it'll be okay, don't be scared. She like grabs his hand, his heart just like, thump, thump, thump. It's like, you really were incredible. I know I've made fun of you for all sorts of stuff, so I guess maybe I ought to say I'm sorry. And Anya's like, you were super cool too, Scion boy. When you asked him to put up my bomb collar on you instead, that was such a hero move. And he's just blushing and going all red. Like, that was no big deal. I wouldn't know would have done that. He's like, friends look up for each other like that. No, he's just like, friends? We're friends? And she sees the friendship scheme just going up and it explodes the kaboom. She's like, oh, so Scion boy and our besties already. Sorry, Mama, but it looks like I win this round. And he's like, huh? What are you babbling about? And I did not say we're besties. And Anya just invites herself over. He's like, I'm coming to your house tomorrow. And he's like, huh? What for? He's like, because friends go to each other's houses to play and introduce their parents and talk about world peace and stuff. And he's like, they don't invite themselves over. And they do not introduce their parents and talk about world peace. But I guess all you care about is the cachet of the Desmond name. Can't believe I fell for that. So much for thinking of you as my friend. Poor Anya always fumbles the bag. And she's like, gasp! It's like, but then again, what's it even matter? Nobody's even come to pick me up. There's no point in cozying up to me. I barely even have a relationship with my parents. And Anya's just like patting him on the back. And he's like, and by the way, your parents aren't here either. And you hear one of the police guys saying, if your parents haven't come, we'll have a car take you home. And Anya's like, I get to ride in a police car? And she, as Yor just comes racing in, skidding to a stop with an, Anya! I was like, huh? It's like, Anya, there you are. He's like, Mama! It's like, oh, thank heavens. I was looking all over for you and then I heard the news. And the police guy's like, you ran here, ma'am? It's like, you're not hurt? Are you sure you're okay? You didn't get stabbed or shot or crushed or torn to shreds? And you see Anya trying to put on a brave face, like, no, I'm fine. And she finally lets all of the events settle. She starts twitching and crying. And she goes running into her like, Mama! And she goes, wah. And she goes and gives her a hug. And Yor just comforts her and is like, everything's fine. There's nothing to be afraid of now. I'm so sorry I couldn't come save you sooner. And Henderson's like, now that isn't... now that is an age-appropriate response. What a relief. It's like, not tungsten. Damien's like, not so tough after all. And you see two of the bomb disposal guys. It's like, wow, never imagined this would wrap up without an assault from the strike team. Looks like you came racing back here for nothing, huh? You see Lloyd along with his old crony are pretending are part of the strike team. Nanya's like, Papa's here too? And Lloyd's like, I don't know what happened, but at least it all ended safely. I'm going home. Being surrounded by SSS agents sure isn't doing my stomach any favors. He's like, what, not going to do the whole tearful reunion thing with your girl? And he's like, Dr. Lloyd Forger's supposed to be on a business trip, and there's no way he could have made it back. He could have made it back by now. Someone might get suspicious. When I get home, I'll whip up her favorite dinner or something. He's like, suit yourself. And Honey just gets all excited thinking, hamburger steak! And Yor's like, oh, that's right. You're Damien, aren't you? I saw Melinda's car on my way over here and ran past it. She should be arriving any minute. Oh, my God. I love when Yor just casually being like, I just raced past a speeding car. No big deal. And you see a scree as a black car comes to a stop. And Yor's like, oh, there she is. It's like, Mama's friendship scheme partner? My rival. And Melinda comes out. It's like, Damien! It's like, Mother? It's like, oh, Damien, my sweet little boy. It's like, Mother, you came here for me? It's like, of course I came here for you, silly. I only just heard the news. I'm so sorry for being late. And you see, we're gonna find out she's actually. Oh God, I knew it. And you see, Crackle's like Anya's like psychic things picking it up. She, Melinda's pretending to be all tearful. Like, I'm just so glad you're safe. It's like, oh, Damien, my dear sweet Damien. If anything had happened to you, I don't know how I'd. Oh man, you see, I love the effect of like the bright light, like lettering, like just slowly fading out as her real thoughts are coming over. And Anya's just like, this is Uncle Yuri all over again. And Yuri's just smiling, like, isn't that nice? And Anya's just like, blorf. And Damien's like, I wasn't scared, not at all. I'm just upset I never got to see the museum is all. It's like, oh, come now. You don't need to act tough for me. It's like, Mother, it's like, could you please not tell Father that I cried? I don't want to worry him. And you see just this look of absolute disdain coming over Melinda's face as she's thinking, I never should have come here. And Anya's like, huh? It's like, of course I won't tell him. But in exchange, you absolutely cannot let that man know that I came here. Oh my God. It's like, if only he died in the hijacking. It's like, oh, Damien. I knew it. I knew she was evil. I fucking knew it. It's like, how glad I am that he's safe. If only I weren't burdened with this child. So sweet the way he puts on that brave front. How he disgusts me. My treasure, my curse. When we get home, I'll cook for him. It's been so long since I've done that. I pray he doesn't stay with me. How I adore you, my Damien. I could not care less. And she just does a promise. Is this gonna be some kind of like weird split personality thing? Because the fact that she's like waffling back and forth definitely reads like a weird split personality thing, and I'm very yeah, we'll have to wait and see on that. But I freaking knew it. I called it all the way back when she was first introduced. Given who she was married to, there was no way that she could have been like, as friendly and caring and stuff as all that. I knew there had to be more to it. Freaking knew it. I'll have to go rewatch my video when she was introduced, find out specifically what I was thinking about her back then. But yeah, like the mask is just like slowly slipping off, so we shall see. See, not a lot to say on this chapter. Anya's finally got, what was it, like their second Stella Star, I think. So I think Lloyd will finally be like, oh yeah, finally all my hard work is paying off, all the progress I've made. So I really like that. I saw a mini like spoiler for this chapter, which was just, Anya breaking down, like hugging Yor in this chapter. And when I saw that, my immediate thought was like, there's a potential interesting thing that could come out of that interaction specifically. Like, even if the rest of like the Red Circus stuff was a letdown, the whole Anya being kidnapped, like subplot, her being in danger, could be a good springboard for your kind of like cementing her desire to like, her desire to like be an assassin again, like to commit more deeply to her work, to be like, I want to make sure stuff that like happened to my daughter doesn't happen to anyone ever again. Same with for Lloyd, like both her and Lloyd using this as a springboard for like their respective goals, missions, could be an interesting thing to kind of play off of if that happens. We'll have to wait and see if that actually develops anywhere. Again, I wish if this arc had given like a little bit more breathing room, a little bit more development with that stuff. I feel like that could have played beautifully into both Lloyd and Yor's arcs as well as Yuri's. Like, I feel like so many of the characters could have gotten some development with this, which again just makes me even more disappointed with how shoddily it was wrapped up. But there's nothing we can do about that now. I just have to see where the next arc goes from here. I love even in the midst of all of this that Anya's still thinking about her friendship scheme and how to do a one up on yours so that she can come out on top. Super adorable. Of course, it's exactly what she would do. I love how she finally like kind of lets the brave front down. It's like is finally able to cry once Yor's here to protect her. Where she's like, "Oh, Mama, I was so scared." Like that was super adorable. Loved Henderson's reaction to being like, "Oh my God, thank God she's not a fucking like she's not a little sociopath. Oh my God, she's just a normal kid." Like, love that he's just like, "Oh, thank God that child is normal." That was really good. Again, like Lloyd, the reveal that Lloyd was secretly here in disguise as part of the strike team, again, kind of undercuts a lot of the stuff in this arc, like the Red Circus stuff arc. I don't know, like, so far I've never really been disappointed with Spy Family, but this Red Circus arc, like, it just keeps kind of getting worse and worse and worse, and I'm not really a big fan of that. But I suppose Endo-san would have had thought like someone would have questioned where Lloyd was in all of this and like whether he would have been here, all that. So, but yeah, apart from all that, like I said, the most interesting thing is how two-faced Melinda is. Like her whole like pretending to be like worried about Damien and then like doing the whole like, oh, he's a burden. Oh, I'm so glad he's safe. Like all that. I definitely want to see more development with her, but I am very, very wary about the whole implication that she might have like split personality, like, kind of mental health issue stuff, because that usually is never handled with enough grace or nuance in a lot of series, and I don't even trust Spy Family to handle that with the grace and the nuance that it deserves. So wary of it, but we'll see where it goes. But yeah, like I mentioned at the beginning, Akane Banashi Kaiju, all the other Shonen Jump stuff should be out today. My throat isn't feeling too bad, so I'm going to try to get to at least one Yona of the Dawn volume today as well, maybe more, depending on how I feel, but look forward to that. As always, if you like my content, please do like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Hoping this next Spy Family arc will deliver a little bit more than this last one did. But yeah, looking forward to kicking off the next one when it comes out in a couple of weeks. As always, if you like my content, please do like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Till next time, this is Ash. Talk to you all later.